Jaylen Tolbert looks different. He looks more confident. That's the reports. But I kind of do want to talk about what I won't say needs to improve on, but like now that Michael Gallup is off the roster, this is where, and honestly, now that CeeDee Lamb isn't in the building, even during OTAs, obviously he's on the team. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's gonna be here, probably retire a Cowboy. But like, if Jaylen Tolbert can, what's the word I'm looking for? If he can expand on this role, if he can, as we run this, one of the things that I really want Tolbert to horn in on, I don't know if he's gonna do it or not, but like run after the catch right here. Like just those little things. And he put that on NFL tape. I mean, this is a decent New England defense. Obviously, we blew him out. But, like, I don't like him getting completely smoked right there on the sideline by the safety. But, like, simple comeback route, simple stop route. And Dak, I love, Dak just, he's always in control pre-snap. But right there, I think he probably set the strength. He motioned that guy or changed his alignment, changed Rico Dowdle's alignment just to see how they would adjust. They didn't adjust. They didn't move. He knows they're in zone. Boom. But, like, I love Tolbert right there. Let's get some yak this year, Tolbert. Let's get some yak. Like I said, you see the athleticism. Now let's get some yak. Let's be cool. So he got kind of cut off at the top. But right here, now this is a true comeback. And I loved how he pushed him up the field. Really close that cushion right there. Boom, 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 boom. Close that cushion. Boom. Work back to the football. Contested catch. Like, if he can expand on that, Tolbert can be a 700-yard, 800-yard receiver. In this offense, with what we know Ferguson is, like, I'm cool. I am very cool if Jaylen Tolbert can do that. Just work back to the football. Just get in the windows. Just be that player in that role. I would love that. And this is one of my favorite plays right here. Those end breakers right here, catch the ball in traffic. You're going to take a hit. Like, you're going to take a hit, but he's going to get singled up a lot. Coverages aren't going to roll to Tolbert, okay? They're just not. The league doesn't respect Jaylen Tolbert. I can promise you that. So, in that case, he needs to be able to do that. If he can do that, this different talk and what we hear, I'll agree and I'll believe it. Let's get to these OTA thoughts. 10 of them coming at you. OTAs, week 1 recap. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Foots here. I kind of wanted to get this video out, give my 10 thoughts on OTAs. I wanted to lead with the Jaylen Tolbert kind of film thoughts, who he needs to be next year. And, like, it's great that he looks this way. It's great that he's put on muscle. Like, I'm with it because, if nothing else, wide receiver 3 will now no longer be blocked by Michael Gallup. He couldn't move. He didn't really stretch the field. Like, it was interesting because Gallup was a big receiver that could stretch the field. He just didn't do that anymore. So now you give Tolbert those reps. And like I showed on the film session, end breakers, come back. If he can do those things after the catch and be like just a hair more physical, I think that he'll have a good year. And I think that it's exciting that he's put on the weight. All right, we got 10 topics to get to, so I don't want to stay too long there. Number 1, man, competition everywhere. I love the fact that Dak and Trey are competing. No, Trey's probably not going to get the starting quarterback job, but they're competing. Dak's looking at Trey, seeing a young guy who can play, and it's making him stay sharp. I don't care what anybody says on this video. I don't care what anybody says anywhere. When you see a young guy at the job and whatever you do, and you see somebody that's coming and you know that they're coming, like, that makes you want to sharpen up. It should, if you worth anything. And I got to be honest, man, Dak looks like he's in good shape. His energy felt good. Like, I love that there's competition everywhere. Like, don't leave any stone unturned. People say, well, why they use a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance? Listen, anything can happen. Dak could get hurt. If Trey competes this whole offseason and he's ready to go, you're still in the driver's seat and you can still play good football. You just never know. So I like the fact that both of those guys are competing and just, how they spoke about each other. Going through the notes. Micah Micah. I think that as a fan base, I kind of want to slow down on some of the slander that Micah Parsons gets. This is a guy since he's been in the NFL, his freshman year, his rookie year, he's been incredible. So if he wants to podcast, if he's not at OTAs, I mean, there's people, and I saw a few things today. He's not a leader. Some of this stuff, it doesn't bother me because you can't say that he hasn't done his job. So, like, when people use the argument, well, in big games, Micah doesn't show up, is it that, or is he getting schemed up and the coaches aren't adjusting? Because I have been on board with saying and on point with saying, like, listen, if you just camp Micah at left defensive end all game and let him get cracked and double-teamed and chipped, that's really not a good game plan. The truth is Micah kind of overcomes and has overcame those game plans. And then, like him being a leader, let me ask y'all this. Was Lawrence Taylor a leader at 23? Probably not. Lawrence Taylor was a wild boy. Like, I don't know if he a leader now. But, like, Micah want to do a podcast, he could be into a lot worse stuff. So, to me, I just want to kind of slow down on that. Another thing that I want to slow down on is the Kevontae Turpin, the hype. And if you guys want to argue me down in the chat, let's argue. I just don't know if the Cowboys will be able to carve out a true role for Turpin if he can't play all the receiver positions. Because, yeah, right now on air, it's great. He can run in and out the slot and do those types of things. But we know when 88 walks through that door, it's 88. He's going to be in the slot. He's going to be in the edge. And if you don't have a receiver who can kind of be a role player more than like a featured piece, and you got to get him the ball, it's going to be tough. So I don't know if and the truth is, Turpin little. Like, he's little. He's slight. I do think that he should have probably about 4 manufactured touches a game, but I just don't know if that's going to be a receiver. I just don't see it. I get it. He's air quotes competing for receiver 3 reps. Me personally, I just don't see it. I am happy about Marshawn Kneeling, and that's going to be my take number 4. Not only is it great to hear that he's doing good, it's really awesome to see that he looks the part. And I'll say this, you guys won't understand this until you see him with pads on, and you see him banging with Tyler, and you see him banging with the tackles, and him and Guyton going at it, and him chipping them trying to chip him with the backs. Like, that's when it's really gonna make sense. So the fact that he already looks a certain way, coaches are saying it, reporters are out there. Kneeling looks good. He's quick. That's really like, okay, this guy is ahead of the curve. You guys know how I feel about him. But wait till he gets on pads. Like, I wrote that down. When Kneeling gets on pads, be ready. Number 5, and this one's kind of cool for me, Maris Luafau is already getting reps with the 1s and the 2s. And hearing that, actually, I don't want to bury one of the leads for the next one, but I'll say this. Dallas is going to have 3 linebackers on the field, and that's going to happen. And I honestly don't think that they'll be compromised. Once they get the scheme, I don't think that they'll be that compromised coverage-wise. But they're going to have 3 real linebackers on the field. And I actually show y'all this picture of Luafau. I don't know why I didn't catch this, but let me look at this picture. Man, Luafau is a big player. Like, if you look at this picture, only person who stands really bigger than him or taller than him is Guyton. And Nate Thomas, they like eye to eye. He looks bigger than everybody else in this picture. So he stands eye to, he might be a little bit taller than Kneeland. So I'm just saying, like, he's a big physical presence. I actually first noticed that at the Senior Bowl when he was standing next to Peyton Wilson. I'm thinking that Peyton Wilson, bigger linebacker, and Luafau just looked bigger than him. So I'm just excited that there will be 3 real linebackers. I'm not doing this. I'm going to say this. This is one of my takeaways. This is big. I'm 6 or 7, whichever one. I'm not doing any running back talk until pads come on. None. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about other running backs. I'm going to be consistent. I think the running back of the future is in the 2025 draft. And we'll talk about that coming down the road. But I think that the running back of the future is in the 2025 draft. So I'm not going to I don't want to talk about Royce Freeman. I don't want to talk about Zeke. I don't want to talk about committee. I just want to let it all play out. I'm just it's beating a dead horse. I think that the Cowboys will take it to camp. If it doesn't look right, they'll sign a guy. But, I mean, the strength of your offense is your passing game. So if people, I get it. You want to run the ball, and you need to run the ball, but the strength of your offense is your passing game. And I think that the O-line will help your run game. Don't forget about Corey Crooms. That's number 8. Do not forget about Corey Crooms. I think that we've, Jalen Moreno-Cropper and Jalen Brooks, and I get it. But I just have a feeling, man, that Corey Crooms, like the film that I saw, I just think that he does some really cool receiver things. Now, he's a slot only, but I don't know. Like, he just has a good feel on film that I saw, obviously lower level. But I just, hearing that him and Trey Lance had a connection, in those preseason games, if he starts making plays, I think it'll be interesting. Don't forget about Corey Crooms. I want to just do this. We give Mike McCarthy a lot of hell. This is number 9 for me. Let's give him flowers. He's so sharp. He talks about the plan for these rookies. I wanted to just give him flowers, man. Like, we could say we want about Mike McCarthy. It's hard to be a head coach in the league. It's very hard. It's hard to put in installs. It's hard to do this stuff. And Mike getting these 12-win years and staying true to the draft and develop, and then, like, seeing how we drafted afterwards and, like, how these young players already look a certain way. I want to give Mike some flowers. Number 10, I love that the Cowboys are making the old linemen earn it. Make BB earn it. Make Guyton earn it. Coming out of rookie camp, they were starting. Obviously, the veterans weren't there. Now it's OTAs. They're not starting with the second team. I love it. Like, some teams will just throw the keys at both of those guys because it's widely expected for them to be starters. And I think that Dallas is doing it the right way. Make them earn it. I don't think there's many Cowboys fans who want to see Chuma Doga, but we also got to make sure that Tyler knows what he's doing. First round pick and all. We got to make sure that Cooper knows what he's doing. We got to make sure that he can snap. We got to make sure that he knows the checks, that the ball isn't on the ground, that snap is getting back there with velocity. He needs to compete. I'll say this. TJ Bass is he doesn't want to just give his job up. Neither does Brock Hoffman. And I respect that. Like, I think that they wouldn't mind being swing guys, but they're just not going to give the job up. And that goes back to my very first topic. Competition everywhere. I want competition everywhere. All over the board. Crazier things have happened. What if Brock Hoffman is better than Cooper Beebe? We think that Beebe will take the job, and we've seen it on film, but we don't know. That's why you make these guys compete. Hoffman may come in with a crazy rage and end up better than Cooper Beebe. You just don't know. So I just love the fact that they're just letting them all compete. And then one more nugget, man. I wrote this down. DeMarvin Overshown going to Will. He going to hurt somebody, yo. Like, he hasn't missed arm day. DeMarvin Overshown is going to hurt somebody. He's already a physical guy. The fact that he's been in a weight room and, like, it's noticeable, extremely noticeable, I'm really excited to see Overshown play. OTA Week 1 recap. You guys let me know what you think, what you guys are hearing. You guys can see the channel's growing, and we ain't stopping. I don't get tired. I'm not going nowhere, man. I love football. I love talking ball with you guys. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Foots. Peace.